Thank you to Loic Nadal Gui for their generous donation on Patreon and for not getting mad at me for possibly butchering their name. If you'd like to join them in their generosity, the link to my Patreon page is in the description.
By the
Ah,
way,
man.
did you get
Yes?
an update that fucked with your computer for Windows?
Yes! Oh my god, yeah. Like, what the fuck?
Same. I was so frightened because my screen keeps like shutting on and off, and it
Right?
only happened after that update.
Same. Like, my OBS started, like, it changed the output settings, and then, like, now, like, randomly, my fucking mic will just be on, can't find it anymore in the middle of
Yeah,
recording, you know? Ay.
I don't know what the fuck, but I'm gonna be way more suspicious of these updates.
Oh yeah, it's gotten to the point where there's been so many versions of Windows and so many updates on it that it's like there's no fucking way it's not buggy as fuck every time it has to be changed again.
Yeah,
Because
it's one of
Windows
those things like
10,
you're better to wait like 2 weeks before they figure everything out.
yeah, wait until the patch comes out for the update that's supposed to patch the last update, but still fucks things up. Like
Yep.
Windows 10 came out how many fucking years ago? Like they got to come up with something
Oh,
new now.
yeah, you're right. And then even
'Cause-
then they were like, "This is your last chance." Like
yeah, and for
they
fuck's
gave
sake,
people like a
like
year to him and
ever
Haw.
since ever since we were born in I was born 95. You were born 95, right? Or 94?
94.
94. Okay. So
I'm
you've
your
had
millennial friend.
I I'm a millennial too, motherfucker. I was in the first half of
Eh,
2005 of 2005, Jesus. 1995. No, in 1995 they launched Windows 95, so you've been through one more operating system than I have. But ever since then, they've had Windows 95, Windows 98, Windows 2000, XP, Vista, 7, 8, and 10.
now,
That's
now here's a
it's
real question:
8 operating
Was
systems. What's the question?
was your school backwards enough like mine, where you had DOS on some computers?
Yes. Oh my god, my favorite computer. My favorite computer was one that was the computer that standardized the QWERTY keyboard. It had a hard disk drive for like not it had a floppy disk drive, I should say. And the keyboard ka-chunked.
I remember those. Like you could really tell someone was typing from a distance.
Yeah. Like
And for all the
my
young folks, a floppy disk is the save symbol on most.
Yeah, that's what that is. Oh my! I remember seeing a picture. They were like, "Oh wow, a 3D printed save icon," and it was just a fucking floppy disk. Uh,
Like, damn, we're old.
the screen size on that computer was as tall as my smartphone is right now,
And
and I
that
don't have
sent
like a
somebody to the moon. Like,
yeah. Somebody somebody would send people to the moon with that shit. Meanwhile, now
now we get in arguments over fucking cartoons with
yeah.
something 1,000 times more.
Oh my god. I figure at some point we should say hello, everyone. Nice
Hi!
little cold open to the show there. Welcome everyone to All of the Above. I'm Viv,
And I'm Caleb.
and today is September 11th, 2020. To start off on that note,
What was it? As South Park said, we have 2 more years, and then it's a joke. Then we can joke.
oh man, that was 19 years ago.
Mm,
I remember watching it on the little rolling TV set they had that they would roll on that little cart into classrooms, and they crammed kindergarten, first and second grade all into the first grade classroom, so that only 3 people could see the screen from the front row and everyone else was wondering why everyone else was crying.
I was in a pharmacy. We were getting my ADHD meds,
I don't know if
and
this
we
is insensitive, but I've known you for 9 years now, and I did
mm,
not know you had ADHD.
oh yes, ADHD and ADD.
Oh, the double trouble.
Yep, I don't take my meds anymore because they were, um, well, simply put, I have a friend who had the same meds and now has permanent brain chemistry. It's where he
Oh
has to,
no.
yeah, where he has to take other pills to fix what I was on did to him.
Oh no.
Yep.
Uh,
I just stopped taking it before he did, so I
well,
scooted under that side
yeah,
effect.
just got off that sinking ship before you even saw water on deck.
Yeah. For the same reason, too. I was like, I told my mom it made me feel sad and I don't like taking it. And she said,
And
okay.
fortunately, your parent listened. Where most parents would, there's been so many. I have a really sad example of this that I don't feel at liberty to say on the internet because it affects a young person in my personal life. So I won't talk about them specifically. But there was a big example in this past year of someone in my family who had, for various reasons, not been diagnosed properly or had not been given proper medical treatment, and they were dealing with severe consequences from that. And fortunately, the side effect of a, an incident led them to finding proper treatment. I just wish it didn't take that long and that extreme for them to be able to find something that'll help them, because they know at the time that something is wrong. They just need medical professionals, their parents or whoever they're living with, and everyone around them to actually listen to them and not see them as a fucking burden. Because that's what I had to deal with. That's what I fucking dealt with, because my parents knew something else was wrong, but the medical professionals around me didn't want to treat me like anything was specifically wrong. They didn't. My parents could only do so much. They couldn't afford everything, and they also were not well equipped to be able to handle it. Because I love my parents, but they weren't the best parents. They'll admit that. They know it damn well. So from my teachers to other adults in my life, my family, my friends, quote unquote friends, parents, any medical professional, they all treated me like I was a fucking nuisance because I was autistic, depressed, schizophrenic, and that led to more PTSD that I have to deal with now, and anxiety trouble that I've been struggling very hard with. And so, yeah, I'm very glad that your mom was able to listen to you and understand you when you say, I don't want to take these pills, because she saved you from what other parents probably would have had to would have kept you through, just because they thought the pills shut you up for a little while so they could listen to Oprah. So I'm proud of your fucking mom. Tell her that. Tell her I'm fucking proud of her. I am.
Oh well, she'll wander through here in a few minutes and I'll tell her.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. As an adult, because I know your audience varies in age
Yeah.
from I've seen on live stream. Uh, Tell your doctor there is plenty of other pills for basically everything.
Oh yeah, and for all of those pills, there's also generic versions that are cheaper and may or may not be more or less effective.
So,
It's
but
and
they're
and
always happy to switch you and try something new if they're good. If they're good
and
doctors. My
yeah,
doctor I had since I was like 8, so
yeah. So
he
if
was
you have a
forced
good
to deal
doctor
with me.
too, yeah. If you have a good doctor, remember you can shop around for doctors, and if you have a good doctor, they'll be able to tell when you aren't telling them something just because your parents are in the room. And
Mm,
they can tell your parent to get the fuck out for a little bit. Whether your parents may not listen, which is unfortunate, but uh, if you gotta confide in somebody at some point, and hopefully the person that you confide in is willing to help, Unfortunately, not everyone will be, but no one will have the opportunity to help if you don't give them the chance.
Mm.
So that's a note to start things out on. 10 minutes in, and we went from Windows updates to 9/11 to the mistreatment of children with mental disabilities. 10 minutes, and we went to like three different, completely different fucking topics. We are good, god damn it.
Little to segues I felt made sense too, so I'm gonna call that a win.
Oh yeah. I mean, I finally finished editing all the retro episodes from our very first season of All of the Above
Yeah,
back on KRU, Kansas City Student Radio, UMKC Student Radio. God damn it.
so
And
close.
yeah. Um there was one episode in particular I was really looking forward to,
Mm.
which turns out was like the second or third to last episode we ever did, which is the Corruption of Champions radio read.
Yes.
That is scheduled to upload. They're all scheduled to upload once per day. Um, my audience isn't the most receptive to them, so they'll only be up if I don't have anything else to upload. But I don't have anything else to upload except tomorrow and this that I've recorded so far. So,
I mean,
uh,
COCs, you could
there's a
claim is
sequel
pretty
now.
close to what was your
Yeah.
most popular content before YouTube.
Oh, it is. It is. I honestly, we could repurpose that concept and do it all again and be fine. There's a sequel now. Did you know?
Yeah, Trials in Tainted Space.
No, 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 no. Corruption of Champions 2. It's on Steam.
Oh, it's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam,
That's
bro.
that's weird. Given it took him so fucking long to finish the first one. Well,
Yeah.
maybe now he has more people backing him, given he proved
It
he can do it.
yeah, it's possible. What I wound up doing was I looked it up because I wanted to play it again for research, and and I found that it's a Flash game, and Flash is being discontinued here soon.
Yeah.
Uh, Browsers won't support it after the end of 2020, and so if you play it in window, that's a problem. But it is also a Flash game that you can download. Problem is, I didn't have a Flash player on my computer, but I found something really fucking cool.
Hmm.
Um, and you probably know about this because you're smarter than I am. But on like the Flash downloader website for like Flash developers,
Yeah.
there is a link for a quote unquote debugger, and that is literally just a download link, a free download link for the Flash player.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
It's
been
just
so long
free.
since I've downloaded that Flash player too.
Yeah, I downloaded it last night and it totally works. Worked like a charm. I now have Corruption to Champions forever. It is on my computer, as I used to call it when I was in kindergarten. Um, and so I will be researching tonight.
Doing. Don't forget the picture packs that come with it.
I will have to look into that. I did not know about picture packs.
Yep. Someone did art for him for all the characters, so there's picture packs.
Oh, I thought the pictures were already in the game because when I played, there were some pictures. But I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
Yeah, it's to cover the ones that aren't there that he didn't put in.
Oh, good, good, good. Oh boy, it's been a fucking week. It's been a week, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
How did everything go for your home renovation, as it were?
Pretty good, pretty quick. The only real problem was one of my fixes to keep the water from flowing into hard to clean places turned into paste.
Ugh.
So it kind of made walking around a little hard.
I
But
can
thankfully,
imagine.
we squeegeed that up and he got the heater installed, and now it's all brand new and nice. And He
Oh,
did
nice.
an amazing job, honestly,
Wow, I'm very
and
glad
he
to
did
hear
it
that.
for $100, honestly,
Whoa.
for labor, and that's on Labor Day too.
Damn, dude. You got a good fucking deal there.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out. Does that mean when I come down to visit you, me, and Kyle, and whoever the fuck else, if we want, can go hang out in the basement like it's 2013?
Yes,
Fuck yeah. Yeah,
I'll,
man.
I'll clean it up a little bit, but yes, it is now dry and
Mildew free.
yeah,
Good, good. Man, I'm excited. We got the dates finalized in this past week. We were able to figure out exactly when I'll be able to come down and see you.
finally
What do
got
you?
that nailed down. I don't know why I thought November was
Yeah, you
next.
were. You worried me because you're like, oh, first week in November. I was like, but I wanted to get. I don't want to wait anymore.
Because I was literally, I kept saying like Halloween and Christmas stuff everywhere. So I think my
Mm-hmm.
brain was just like, oh, it's almost November.
Yeah. The dates I will be down there, I will be leaving here. I will be stepping on a train for the first time ever, or at least an operating actual train. I've probably been to a train museum because that's all the interesting shit there was in Kansas. Um, the 29th, I will be stepping on the train at like 10 a.m. That's when my around then is when my train is supposed to leave. I will be going from here. I'll have a small layover for about an hour in St. Louis, and then new train will leave there and go to KC. And around 10 or so, I think I'll when it gets closer to time, I'll make sure I believe I texted you the exact times, but I'll also be
Yeah,
keeping you up to date, like when
said
like oh
Union Station at like, yeah, I have the times.
yeah. One of the many places I lost a version of my virginity, Union Station, Kansas City, Missouri. Uh, and I will be arriving there the night of the 29th, and I will be leaving there October 8th, leaving me with a full week without travel days with you and with a few interruptions because I hate to say it, but you ain't the only person I want to see in Kansas, unfortunately.
I
I'm
understand.
pretty
You
I'm
you
pretty
got
sure.
family and shit and other friends.
Oh yeah, but I gotta get whatever. But after a year without me, I'm pretty sure if I was just around you the entire 7 days nonstop, you would get like overloaded. There'd be an overdose of me, and I don't want that to happen.
Where'd he go? He just went and sat in front of like the library for a few hours.
He needed some quiet time. I don't know. But
No,
yeah,
I
I
fucking did that to my family too when I saw them. I was like, there's, ooh, just moments
too
you need
much.
to yourself. Yeah, and I was visiting
Definitely.
them.
Yeah, I mean, I had a similar thing when I was filming that movie out in California in 2016. I didn't have antidepressants, and I was in a totally new place, no comfort. I went many days without my preparation H because I've been battling hemorrhoids for like 7 fucking years, and and the director was an alcoholic, and so his version of us all hanging out was us going to a bar in the summer. Um, And so there were a number of times where I just got so upset that I left. I just walked around. No, I don't know anyone else in California other than the people that brought me there. I flew out there. I have no family out there that I know. All I have are these few people that are getting drunk. And I just walked away. I found a piano. I don't know whose piano it was. I don't know how to play the piano. but I just found a piano and started playing the same like 3 notes from the beginning of In the End by Linkin Park. And I did that for about 5 hours. And then I came back out of nowhere and no one noticed I left. I felt really fucking loved.
That's what happens when you hang out with drunk people. If you're
Yeah,
not drinking,
man.
they forget that you're there.
Oh, I was trying to get drunk. I was mad. The problem is I was mad. I was trying to get mad drunk and I just couldn't do it. I
Mad drunk
was
with depression. That's
Oh
a
yeah,
fun
like
mix.
back to the topic at hand. This past week has also been a bit of a fucking nightmare for me. Um, I I went and got my test results this past week, and the results were annoying because the entire process has been annoying. So why would the test results be any less?
Hmm.
First of all, I was supposed to get them Saturday the 5th of September, but they had to reschedule me at the like that day, that morning that I was supposed to go because they used the entire clinic that day for COVID testing.
Yeah.
So I spent the whole fucking week building up like, oh god, I might find out I have cancer or some debilitating problem, and then I got like no sleep and I was freaking out, and then they said, "Hey, do that for 2 more days, please." Or 3 more days because now they rescheduled it for Monday, the 7th. And so I had to spend
Which is Labor Day.
yeah, it was Labor Day.
Surprised
I
they were
had
open.
yeah, well, they're I don't know the fucking logic here, but I drove up there and I felt so fucking alone cuz like I was supposed my mom's birthday was that Sunday and I was supposed to call her and chat with her and have a good time, and even she was like busy, and then like and then you had a bunch of shit going on and Aaron had shit going on and Bree had shit going on. I couldn't talk to anyone, and I was during like the last dying moments of my cancer scare, which is still going on in case you're worried what spoiler for the end result here. But like I felt so fucking scared and alone, and then I drove up there by myself because Bree was fucking exhausted because she's also going through it. But when
Hmm.
she is stressed, she gets very tired, and also she's working a full-time fucking job on top of it. So she got like no sleep, and I told her to stay home. She didn't refuse. I told her to stay home because she was in no fucking position to be not driving, but even just going anywhere. I drove up there, and my doctor, whose name was Olga, um, she told me that all the tests they did on my blood, my breath, my stool, all of that came up as negative. But the problem is that they didn't use any of those tests to test for anything specific because again, this is an urgent care. This isn't a
Yeah.
full-fledged hospital. There weren't specialists there. And while
So they were
they
just. Yeah.
yeah, they covered all their small time bases, temporary bacterial infection, E. coli, salmonella, stuff like that. They
Hmm.
tested for all those things, and those things came up negative. But even though they are trained medical professionals, since they're not specialists and can't do anything in depth, they didn't feel comfortable telling me a specific diagnosis yet. So my referral came in. I've been referred to a non-specific gastroenterologist. I had to find my goddamn self through my insurance
Hmm.
company. That's always fun dealing with insurance companies. And I have to get a colonoscopy. They gonna shove a camera up my ass. And the day before, I gotta shit so much it's gonna put the last 7 years to shame.
Because don't you also have to clean out as well beforehand?
Yep,
What is it called?
exactly. Miralax.
Miralax? Yeah.
Yep, I gotta take Miralax. I don't have any of the prep stuff here, because I haven't seen the gastroenterologist yet. That is happening. Let me look at my schedule here. That is happening on the 17th. So I'm like going to be fresh off of this thing when I come visit you, mind you.
Oh,
Uh, I'm not
get
like,
yourself a nice little cushion,
yeah,
some
it's
some
going to
nice
be.
flavored water, and a cell phone charger, and some things to watch. It's gonna be a
Mm-hmm.
long.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to be fun. So I'm going to be seeing them. I also got scheduled an eye exam, a dental exam. My first ever dental exam is coming up. I've never had one before. I've never been to a dentist before. I'm 25. Never been to a dentist.
I thought you went
Uh,
to one in Ottawa.
nope, never been to one. I tried to, but they never they didn't have any open slots for that particular clinic.
Uh,
So I've got tomorrow is my telephone here my telephone evaluation for the psychological evaluation to get on disability if that turns out. On Monday, I have a telephone meeting with a surgeon to discuss any surgical solutions to my problems with weight loss. Tuesday, I've got a grooming appointment for Spoofy. Wednesday, the 16th, I have an eye exam and a dental exam, and then I'm supposed to record with you, and I got to certify for unemployment all on one day, and I already am tired.
well, like what happened with me, we can always
Yeah.
push back a day or two.
If need be. Hopefully there won't need be, but I don't know what the fuck they're going to see. They might look at my mouth and decide to just rip it all out and give me dentures. I don't fucking know. I don't they won't do it on the spot, but like I don't know what is about to happen. Um
I, I don't know. I got faith because you treat your mouth better than Kyle did, and they didn't tear out Kyle's mouth. So
yeah, I at most I would just want to get one wisdom tooth removed because it's growing in sideways.
yeah.
Ideally, I'd like to get something to straighten my teeth because I'm tired of having crooked teeth and my bottom row of teeth curve inward. All of them curve inward a little bit. And because of that, like my top row of teeth, the sides of them kind of dig down in the middle of my bottom row of teeth, and
Well, that's
that.
a orthodontist, not a dentist.
Well, I will see what the dentist says, and if they refer me, then they'll kick the can down the road a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then finally, this week of shit will cap off on the 17th with a psychiatrist appointment. Yeah, psychiatrist appointment, and then later that same day, the
I think
gastroenterologist
your mic
appointment.
changed.
Did it?
Yeah, because you just got really loud all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, I'm talking to you on the phone. I'm not using a microphone.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it felt like when we would talk on Discord and then your mic would give out and then it would just be your.
Ah, sorry. Sorry
Okay,
about
fine.
that. But
Because I'm using a microphone, so I have no idea what you're using.
well,
Dude.
speaking of microphones, my mom a while back bought me a new microphone, and it finally got here. It's actually the microphone I'm using now. It works with an audio interface, and it's actually pretty nice. And it cuts down on a lot of background noise. It came with a shock mount, so I can touch the table without it sounding like I'm in the middle of an earthquake. And she paid for it entirely, and I'm very happy for that. So thank you again, Bob. Mother appreciation here. So
We're 30 minutes in. We might want to start on what.
yeah, we might have eventually get to the thing that we're supposed to do. I had to get 2 oil changes today. That's not what we were supposed to do, but I had to get 2 fucking oil changes in the same day, and that was annoying and cost more than I wanted it to, but it's better than having a car explode.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that we actually were doing, um, last week we started this. We're going to finish up this week. It is a list of 36 questions. We're not going to do all of them today. We're actually going to start at question 21. The first 20 we did in last week's episode. This is a list of questions, according to whoever compiled them, that says, among total strangers, it will help you fall in love or start to or gain some interest or whatever the fuck. We actually did these same questions about 5 years ago. And we're doing it
Somehow
again.
squeezing them into a much smaller segment.
Oh, yeah. We had to squeeze it into 44 total talking minutes. And I don't know how the fuck we did that. But we had to cut out all the swear words. We weren't allowed to swear. So at least that's at least an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did this 5 years ago. We're doing it now to solidify our love for each other. And yeah. So
Or to learn that we hate each other.
So far, the first half we did fine, but the first half of the easy questions. Now it's time for.
Now it's into the meat.
Yeah, last week was Weenie Hut Junior. Now we're at like Weenie Hut Senior. I don't know, but so odd questions I go first. Even questions you go first. We're starting with question number 21. What roles do love and affection play in your life? For me, love and affection plays a big role in establishing comfort. And I'm not a very comfortable person, not in the sense I make other people uncomfortable, but I'm not comfortable easily, especially with people. And for me, when I feel and express love and affection, it's kind of like a leap of faith, a trust fall, reaching out to someone. And when I feel like they return love and affection, it is a sign of trust because I don't offer it very easily. And if it's reciprocated, that is a very strong bond to me. What about you?
As of late, I've been trying to, especially, yeah, I think that covers us late. With everything going on, I to incorporate it into like greeting people and affection at least, like in tones or in my pod touch, because I know some, especially with everything going on, a lot of people tend to be touch deprived, so a pat on the shoulder or a handshake to people you're around all the time can mean a lot.
Yeah. Especially when you see me, because I'm
like
touchy.
Someone touches you and you're like,
yeah.
finally. No, it means a lot. Like especially last year to the date, because we got him today last year. My mood immensely changed when I got my dogs, because they were just constant source of affection and love.
That's awesome. I wanted to ask you about that, since I'm about to be there. Some dogs have like special rules, or like you gotta make sure you don't come at them too quickly, or they're scared of certain things. Is there anything I need to keep in mind when I come to visit?
They're bouncy, and Mac has a problem with he gets too excited, and when he goes to lick, he will bite instead. But he doesn't bite hard. But he will bite you.
Okay.
I just say that because he tends. Does he chew?
Yeah. Do any of your dogs chew things?
They have bones. They don't chew on anything other than what they are their toys now. They did when we first got them, but now they have bones and antlers and stuffed toy wandering about, so they don't chew on anything.
Okay. But it won't be offended if I go ahead.
They will poke their nose into, like, if you leave your luggage open, they will look into it, but that's just because they're dogs.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, you or they won't be offended if I like keep the guest room door closed pretty
No,
much
they're
all the
not
time.
allowed in
Like,
the guest room now, even with no one in it.
oh, good. Well, in that case, it'll be fine.
Yeah, and
All right.
this is
Okay.
something to mention to you because they do crowd.
Mhm.
Uh, they understand get and get away, so if you
Okay.
shout that out them, they will scatter.
All right. That's
They
good because
understand.
I do get overwhelmed.
Yeah, because I taught them that because they feel the need to be snuggled and loved as soon as I sit up on my bed,
Aw.
and I'm just like, get away! I'm trying to stand.
That's good. That's good. All right. Now, question number 22. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive characteristic about your partner. Share a total of 5 items. And you get to start. And no copying. You start on this one, so this is me telling me, no copying.
I was about to say, I was like, how would I be copying?
Don't
Okay, so
copy me, Caleb!
five characteristics I
Five
find comforting.
positive characteristics about me.
Okay, I don't know where I got comforting from, but I heard it somewhere deep in my brain. Um, positive characteristics. Let's see, especially when you're around friends, you tend to keep a good attitude,
I
and when
try.
you feel, yeah, and when you feel like you're not, you either give a warning or you'll excuse yourself. A lot of a lot of times, especially now that I'm trying to make new friends, there's a lot of people who feel way too comfortable. Like, I met you 5 minutes ago, crying, and I'm like, I don't know how to handle this. I just met you.
Yeah.
Um, but that's more of a me problem and the people I attract. I don't know. That's a story for another time about, especially when I sit out in public, I attract weird people.
Yeah. Well, you're a big old teddy bear. People want to hug you.
Mhm.
I know I do.
Um, so I appreciate the positive attitude, and especially trying to keep it. Um, you're always up to try to do something, not like watch something, but like, oh yeah, let's go try that, or and I know the caveat on like it's not like hiking, but we're not
Yeah.
hiking friends.
No. But like, I would much rather like play a game or go to a place and do something than to do like a movie marathon or something like that. Like
Hmm.
when you're up to do something actively, and movie marathons can be fun. Don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, I'm
They are not for you.
no, unfortunately not.
um, to
It ain't easy, is it?
well, it just feels a weirdly like on the spot too. Like
Well, yeah, that's kind of the
especially if
point,
this
isn't
would be
it?
with a stranger, like you're just staring at the like I
Oh,
just
yeah.
met you.
Yeah, but like hopefully you'd find some good things about them through talking to them, or at the very least you can be like, "You have nice taste in clothes, cause look, your shirt's from Ed Hardy," stuff like that. And
Um, you're easy to talk to. That's for definite. That's basically where this started anyway. This whole
yeah,
thing.
our life was basically a series of doing these podcasts until we got in front of a microphone and turned it into a show.
Because that's something to. Without you guys here, we did this by ourselves.
Yeah, all night
Just
sometimes.
sitting there chatting and then being like, oh, fuck, the sun came up. We
Time to
have
go to
school.
class. Yeah. Guess I don't have to worry about picking you up in the morning because it's the morning.
um, see, you're always very supportive of basically everything, even if it's something you're not into, and that's for most, if not all, of your friends.
Yeah.
And You understand other people's tastes in music and share things similar. I appreciate that a lot. Because when you do share music, you try to be like, I think you'll like this. Instead of some friends where they're like, I like this, like it or else.
You like it or else you're gonna have to hear it anyway.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate all those things. They're very nice. And now, 5 positive characteristics about you, Caleb.
With no
Uh,
copying.
no copying. You are wise beyond your years. Truly. You have approached situations with such a level of logic, empathy, and a zoomed out perspective that uh, it's helped me try to cultivate a similar mindset. Because I don't know how many times I've come to you with a circumstance or a problem or been talking to you about something, and you have made me think, oh, wow, I did not think of that. That's a good point. Like, you make me think that's a good point more than almost anyone. And that's a really, really good thing to have, especially nowadays. Um, Trait number 2, you are the most giggly fun giant person I have ever met. I mean, you're giant in terms of like you're tall and you have wide shoulders and you have this big like smile and you are just very exuberant in your like when you experience something. You're not like overly expressive. You don't go wild with the gestures and the expressions, but like whatever you do, you're all there for it and it's such fun. Like whenever you're having fun, you don't have fun kind of like I don't know when I know when I get you giggling it was a funny joke, or when you're really laughing at something you never are fake laughing. That's something else, if I may kind of 2.5 this thing. Your giggle is cute and I love it. uh there it is. I'll 2.5 that because I was kind of related. So, that's the first two. Um, Third, you are charitable. You are so charitable. Ever since you had the opportunity to let people stay over or to give people a place or give people time, resources, help, you always were there. You always had the guest room open. You always willing to have people over at your house, and when you had resources you were willing to share them for those who weren't, and in times where people needed that shoulder to cry on, your wide ass shoulders were there before they even needed to be asked for.
I feel like now after this we should explain the dimensions of me.
Oh yeah,
Just
your 3 foot shoulder span, your perfectly square head, you're 6'5", what 6'7", what do you
I'm 6'5". I have a Yes, I do have quite a square head, and that's why I have facial hair. And
yeah.
I have 2 feet across, measured from shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah. Here's another thing. It's a bit more shallow than my other ones, but I will say it. You have some of the most malleable like appearances ever. You can pull off clean shaven with hair. You can pull off clean shaven with no hair. You can pull off bearded with no hair. You can pull off bearded with hair. You're just your fucking Mr. Potato Head in the best way. You can pull off a bunch of different looks. You can pull off t-shirt and shorts. You can pull off a suit and tie. You can pull off semi-formal, casual formal, biz-caz Friday. You can do all of these things, and it all looks good.
Now I'm just Now I just gotta wait until I have the physique to fit it. But if you didn't catch the subtext there, he really hates it when I'm bald.
I don't hate it when you're bald.
Every time you're like, why?
Oh,
Because
I
you
love
always.
your yeah, I love your hair, but you still look good bald. I don't hate it when you're bald. Jesus Christ. I have my preferences, but you have yet to look like shit.
Oh, you should have seen me with the mohawk.
Oh my
That was
god. If you
that
have
was a
pictures, you
weird.
must share. Uh
I'll see if I do. It petrified my mother because I was in 8th grade.
Oh
My
man.
uncle bought a actual uniform, military uniform from someone, slapped it on me, mohawk, and sent me on a plane. Mind you, I had no
Ah.
idea about the connotations of wearing an actual uniform. That still had their name on it,
Oh
their name and
man.
rank, because
Oh,
8th grade.
that's yeah,
And it
that
was
is
so weird and mind boggling thinking back how many adults just were like, yeah, he's in the thank you for your service. And I was like, okay, like I'm fucking 11,
my
but
Wi-Fi
okay.
service? What? That it is illegal. You to isn't it illegal to impersonate a veteran? What is it?
I think it's illegal to claim to be a veteran, but it is not illegal to like wear the uniform, someone's
Oh, okay.
uniform.
It
Like
is
you can wear it just
disrespectful,
if
but
someone calls you out, be like, yes, I am not.
okay. And the
But
fifth
I didn't
positive.
say
Go
anything to the contrary. I was just like, okay, because I'm 12 in an airport and adults are walking up to me.
ahead. Oh man. And fifth positive characteristic for so we can move on from this question. Um, you are a wealth of knowledge as well because I am a nerd of history and niche subjects and anime, video games, television shows, the internet, all these different things. And it seems like almost every time I come to talk to you about something I like, you can yes and that shit. You'd be like, oh, I know that thing. And also this fun, interesting fact you didn't know. And I'm like, oh, shit. Well, okay then, Mr. What about this thing? And you're like, yeah, and also this thing you couldn't have possibly known. Oh, fuck. And it's. So, I don't care if it's the fucking the lineage of the Roman Empire to the backstage politics of Akira Toriyama fighting his editors in Shonen Jump. You are there and you are smart and you're so knowledgeable and that's why I want to play Trivial Pursuit with you so bad. Oh my god.
I mean, we did that one time, but Kyle got really, really, really mad.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say I want to play it with you and Kyle. I want to play it with you.
Oh, well, you can thank my my mom for that. She in her infinite wisdom decided you can't read fluff books. That's a waste of time. So 4th grade, my entire 4th grade year, I read War and Peace unabridged because that's what she felt was better for a growing mind than Harry Potter.
I mean, there's an argument to be made, but like, yeah, there's necessity for fantasy. So I mean, I don't know, but
Oh,
he's
we
better than
we read
Moby
like
Dick.
yeah, we read Moby Dick and like Lord of the Rings, but like anything that was considered like vaguely popular or for kids, she was just like waste of time here.
Damn. So there we go. 5 positive characteristics about your partner. Moving on to question number 23. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? I got a short answer for this one.
I
No
feel
and
like
no.
most I feel like most of what we've talked about has led up to the answer to this being rather quick.
Yeah. How close and warm is my family? Not very and not very much. And then, do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? Fuck no. How about you, Caleb? How about you? What's your answer?
Some of my family, and given I'm sitting across from connotation, I'm gonna say probably yes.
Question number 24, one you need to answer very carefully considering you're in the house with her. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother?
It's gotten actually a lot better, honestly.
I'm glad.
Once you stop being a teenager, I feel your parents, the bond with your parents can either go completely to hell or get only stronger.
Yeah. I feel the same.
Because then they stop really being the totalitarian overlord
Well,
and
some of them
more,
do, I mean.
yeah, and more of a parent, like a person.
Yeah. That's something that I'm very happy about with the relationship with my mother is that um is getting to know them as the people and not just the title of mom, you know?
Mm.
Um that's what the relationship is with my mom now is I for the longest time I felt like I couldn't talk to her the way I do with my friends. Felt like I had to say certain things or say them in certain ways, and
Had
now
to be very careful about information you let
yeah, and
slip.
like swearing, and you know, we have wildly different opinions when it comes to like politics or religion or stuff like that. And as you know, I'm not someone to back down from a conversation about those things, but I also don't intend to be disrespectful.
Mm.
Um, it's just I know what I believe. I know why I believe what I believe. And if you want to discuss them with me, you better not come at me with, "Well, that's just the way it is," because I won't let that shit fly. But I understand that she treats a conversation with me like she treats a conversation with a grown adult that she respects. She doesn't give me any of this, "Well, I don't have to explain this because I'm your mother" kind of shit. Like, if she doesn't want to talk about something, she just says it because it makes her uncomfortable.
Mm.
But otherwise, I don't have to worry about not swearing around her anymore or not making dirty jokes, even though I know she's a good, innocent Christian lady that also has whatever. I don't want to talk about my mom like that. But the point is, like, for the longest time, I felt like I could not be real with my mom because of whatever reason. And then now my relationship with my mom is arguably the best it's ever been. And I'm very happy for that. Question number 25. Make three true we statements each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling dot dot dot. And you start with this one, I believe. No, I start with this one.
Mm.
Three we statements. We are both from the same high school. They just have to be true. They don't have to be profound. We are both friends with Nate. And we are both natural brunettes. Your
All
turn.
right. We are both on this phone call
Mm-hmm.
since we're not, in the same room.
Yeah.
Um, we are both tall as hell.
Yeah.
And we are both able to talk like adults.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there might be a little, like I'm noticing, there's a little bit of a background sound. I apologize for that.
That's okay. I understand. I
The
appreciate you letting me know.
ceiling fan squeaking.
Yeah. Question number 26. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share dot dot dot.
My life with? I don't know. That
That's
felt
it.
like
That's a valid finish.
the
Eh.
easiest, cheesiest line right there.
And I'll go with something shallow. I wish I had someone with whom I could share my enthusiasm for wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
I do not currently have a wrestling friend. Applications can be found at www.fakeaddress.com.
Send him in the
.gov.
DMs.
Yeah, deckerlink@gmail.com if you want to be my wrestling friend.
You got really close in college because there was a weird amount of people who were super into wrestling at our college.
I wish I'd known about it. God damn it.
Yeah, every time I was walking around, like if there was two or more like people, there was a like 1/3 chance that they were talking about the wrestling for that week.
Damn. And I never noticed.
I'm just an eavesdropper. It's a family hobby.
Yeah. Question number 27. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. Well, we are already friends, so do you want to skip this or want to
What do we
modify
feel
it?
is important for? I feel like this is more something for the listeners to know, I guess. Then.
Okay. So let's change it to that. If anyone out there wanted to be a close friend with us as a close friend, what is something you would need them to know? For me, do I go first on this one?
It's 25, yeah. Or is it
It's 27.
20. Yeah, then it's you. 'Cause it's odd.
Okay. Anyone who wants to be close friends with me needs to know that I have an extremely unpredictable social energy. And because of that, there is not a guarantee at all that the moment you want to talk to me is the moment I can talk to you. It's just unfortunately
that is a fair
true.
assessment, honestly.
Yeah. I just don't always have the energy to talk to somebody.
He is not the kind of friend where you could show up on his doorstep at any given moment.
God, no, I would hate that.
I've done that to friends, but he is not one. I've never done it to him because he is not one of them.
You did it once, but you didn't.
And then
stick
it
around.
turned out terribly.
Yeah.
You were mad. You were like, "Why are you here?" Oh,
that's
I
not.
have to be social.
I'm referring to the box.
Oh yeah. No, I did it once before, but it wasn't like at your house. It was I just showed up when you were doing something.
Oh yeah, you showed up like when I was at work at Barnes and Noble or something, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just to drop in, see how you were doing, and you did not want anything to do with me.
Oh, it was more to do with the fact that I was at work than to do with you. I hated. Yeah. Anyway, your turn.
That place is still around, by the way. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I am surprised.
Let's see. Like, there's the obvious, like, I was taught very traditional conversation values.
Oh,
so,
yeah, you do not shy away from telling someone that they're out of the line.
Yeah, the 3 topics you avoid were ingrained into me.
Yeah. Those are the topics I like talking about the most.
Yeah. But I've known you for 9 years, so.
Yeah, that's something that you don't just start with.
Let's see.
That counts.
Yeah, I guess.
You only
I
gotta
felt
say
like
one.
that was a little copping out, because to me, like, that's just normal, but I've noticed it's not normal for a lot of folks.
No, it ain't. So we'll move on to question number 28. You start on this one. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be very honest this time, saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met.
What I like about you?
Yeah, say something you like about me that you would not normally tell me if you had just met me.
It feels weird, but I'm gonna round back out to it. Everything you've gone through, you still keep a really good attitude, especially towards other people. Like, you have very good reasons to just be jaded and fuck you towards especially strangers. But you've always kept a good attitude.
Well, I appreciate
and I love that about you.
Oh, thank you. Uh, I'm gonna go shallow a little bit on this one, but it is true, and this is something I've noticed since I first met you. You appear to have, and I can tell from experience, some of the most kissable lips I have ever come across.
Yeah, I can feel where that would be awkward to tell someone you just met. Yeah.
Well, it's something you can see. You can see about them because some people look like they, you know, like their lips have been deflated, or
Mm.
that they're dry and crusty, or that they're overly maintained. But yours yours look well maintained and pillowy and nice, and I can tell from experience that they are.
It's also a weird family secret.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a weird
my
thing to
family
tell
does,
someone you just met.
yeah, my family does weird cosmetic shit to our children as they grow up because we like a certain look, but we don't look that way when we come out.
Yeah. Number 29. Share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. One of my one embarrassing moment, it's the first one that came to mind. I was in grade school. I would say I was in second grade. I was sitting and I was trying to find a place to sit down in the cafeteria, and I was being invited unknowingly to be taunted, but I was being invited nonetheless to sit with the cool fifth graders. And they had a table that was kind of by the walking area that the teachers would go to from the classrooms to the teachers lounge. And so I got to sit with them, and they start ribbing me, which is basically they were just fucking making fun of me, but I was allowed to sit there and it was cool. And as I'm sitting there, the kindergarten teacher is walking past with a dish of non heated up yet like leftover like chicken Alfredo, and she accidentally dumped it all over my head. And so I had to go to the bathroom and wash that shit out. And I didn't have shampoo, so I just tried to wash it with water and soap. And I was like peeling my hair apart until I was allowed to go home. And it was embarrassing. And I never got to sit with those mean old fifth graders ever again. Ah, so painful.
Embarrassing, like at the moment or after the fact? Because after the fact, high school, just all high school.
Well, it is an embarrassing moment. So I imagine in that moment you had to be embarrassed.
Okay. Um. Let's see. This was freshman year,
Oh boy.
er, and um, we were, I was hanging out at the like after gym, and I tried to be cool in front. Thankfully, I was actually friends with these people. Otherwise, horrified. Would have. Um, you know how the bleachers to the football field
Yeah.
jump the rail to get onto the field to just leave.
Oh no.
Amazingly hurt myself. And I
Oh,
landed on my feet, but like pop crack. It was just like oh, like, and it was loud enough to where they heard it. They looking at me like, "Are you good?"
oh, poor fuck.
And I stood up and I was like, "Yep, I'm fine," and then walked away. And then as soon as I was out of sight, I had to sit down and I limped home.
Aw.
Thankfully, I had
That's not a
only
short walk.
yeah. Thankfully, I'd only just sprained my ankle a little bit. Nothing terrible.
Jeez.
But
That
oh,
is embarrassing.
That was one of those moments where you're just like, I just have to get out of sight. Like,
Yeah. I need to wait to the cover of darkness.
yes.
Question number 30. When did you last cry in front of another person and by yourself?
In front of another person, it's been quite a while since I've cried in front of another person. I think like 2, 3 years.
Damn. See if you can get through the visiting with me for that to happen. I'm gonna make you cry.
Crying in private. What movie? I was watching a TV show, and it was just the end got me really choked up, and it was so nice and sad, and I can't remember what show it was, but it made me tear up, and I had to pause it and take a minute to.
That's fair. That's fair. Fortunately, the answers for me are really easy. Last time I cried in front of another person and to myself are both earlier today. I cry every fucking day, man.
I'm
It's
more
probably
on the
not.
spectrum of why do you laugh all the time? Because then I've never stopped crying.
Question number 31. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. Well, uh, I've been liking things about you for 9 years. I like your awareness of like the change you've made from high school,
Hmm.
because like there are times where I get nostalgic about that time, and then other times where I wish I could apologize to every person I ever met during those years. Um, but you just sort of own the fact that it was not a good time for you, and you have just changed from that.
I was so cringe. Dear
Yeah.
God.
uh, how about you? What's something you like about me already?
Something I like about you already is you are always willing to crack a joke. Like, about, even if it's just random to, like, break the silence. And
Yeah.
it's because I'm giggly, but you're never really off point with it, at least me, and what makes me laugh.
Well, that's good. Oh, it's very nice. At this point, we're gonna have to enact a no repeating shit rule because they keep telling us to be nice to each other. Fucking
Yeah, like,
audacity of it.
he's he's a year off from just being a permanent fixture in my life list. Like, calm down. For those
Question
who
number
don't
32.
know,
Oh,
that's
mhm.
a it's a sociology. I don't know if it's a theory or getting close to a fact, but basically, if men have had the same friend for 10 years, you will always be a friend to them.
Aw,
Either
nice.
either out of like sheer laziness of just not wanting to get rid of that friend, or we've put up with you for this long, might as well go to ride or die at this point.
Well, nice. Number 32. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about?
Ooh, this is me, 32.
Yep.
Uh, this one's hard because I'm pretty open about most jokes. Oops, hmm, there are like topics I tend not to broach, but I'd say other people's family, like I I feel it's inappropriate to make a joke about, like, I would never make a joke about your brother, but I can make a joke about my brother, you know?
Yeah, I feel you.
Second one.
But you only have to say one.
Oh, I thought it was two.
No, it's just what if anything is too serious to joke about.
Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't call it serious, but I would say it's not something you should do, is joke about
Yeah.
other people's family.
I have something similar, but it's not the exact same answer.
Hmm.
For me, it's more to do with keeping your audience in mind. I think joking about someone else's personal tragedy, uh, if they aren't also joking about it, if they are not joking about it, then that's too serious to joke about. Like, I've gone through some traumatic shit, but if I'm cracking jokes about it, then you can maybe test the waters on a joke. Some people will be too testy for that, so it's not a
Hmm.
guarantee. But if, like, say a relative of mine dies and I tell you, but I tell you by telling you that the old fucking asshole is finally gone, you can probably tell that I'm cool with a joke or two about it.
Yeah.
But if I'm crying and grieving and I'm like just not okay, now's not the time to mention their cataracts making them jump off a fucking bridge accidentally. Like that's not the fucking time. That's basically that's what I think. As far as
Okay.
yeah. Number 33. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? And why haven't you told them yet? For me, the biggest the biggest I want to say it but I won't things are always telling people how I feel about them, either something they've done or just in general.
Yeah.
Because I'm very honest with people as a rule. I feel like that's always better than stringing them on or giving them a false idea or anything like that. But the problem is that there are not always consequences you can deal with when you do that, and there are also consequences that you aren't the only one you'd have that would be dealing with it if you do that. And because of that, there are people that I have not fully told how I feel about them because either the consequences I have to deal with will be too uncertain or too unmanageable to risk it, or the consequences that other people, even the people I would be telling, are too unmanageable or unpleasant for them to have to deal with. And it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but it's a part of keeping stability and or just other people's comfort in mind. And that would be what I regret not having told anyone and why.
It's that whole can you afford the truth
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, because there are truths that I'm holding back that could very easily just Shrek my life up, man.
Which
And it
is,
sucks, but
but it's part of being social and being with people. Like,
yeah,
being wholeheartedly honest all of the time is not going to get you any friends.
yeah. And it's not like I'm trying to keep friends or that I believe I'm not lying to anyone about it. It's
Yeah.
just not telling the whole truth, which is still not great, but uh
It's more so
it
you don't make someone, like, because there's always fallout. Whatever you do with someone else doesn't
yeah.
normally doesn't even solely just affect you two.
Yeah. And that's the
Like,
thing is like go ahead.
I couldn't, like, tell my sister, hey, I don't like you, and then expect me and her husband's relationship to be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is like I the way I act towards people is still the same, right? It's the how
Hmm.
I feel about people guides how I act around them. But I don't put it into as many words, I put it into my actions. And so if the way I'm acting towards someone is better or worse, but I haven't expressed a greater love or hatred than would seemingly be expected or had been previously established, it's probably because I do have those feelings that are better or worse, that are guiding the actions that are genuine and are true to the feelings I have, but I can't express them because just saying the thing is worse than living the truth that I live regardless.
Hmm.
It's weird, you know?
Yeah. It's the whole white lie. I a sort of conundrum.
I guess, but it's not really what I mean, but I understand. What's your thing?
Yeah. Um. Let's see. I'd probably tell my younger cousins that
Well, well,
being
my
single or not married is fine.
the the,
Especially
que-
when,
the question is, what would you regret not having told someone
yeah,
because you don't have the opportunity to communicate with them?
yeah,
Okay, so you're saying that you would regret not having told them the thing.
yes.
Okay, okay.
Uh, because my two youngest cousins are 23 and like 18 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one is married and it's steering towards divorce from what I've talked to the dude and her.
Oh,
And the other one is engaged, but they're very much being pressured by their family and siblings. I'm like, and
oh,
it's fine to be single or just dating these people for a while. Yeah, it's kind of a trope to like, yeah, we've been dating for 5 years, but it's better to date for 5 years and not have to go through separating legally than
yeah.
and getting family and lawyers involved. And plus, it's just like you're young and fucking enjoy being single. You can have the rest of your life to be married to the person if you want to be.
Yeah. Besides, like,
Not saying, you know, sleep around and that kind of shit, but
no,
there is
but
definitely a different mentality between when you're dating someone and when you're engaged.
yeah. And the only reason you should be with someone is because you enjoy your life with them. Like, it
Mm,
shouldn't be because you have to, or because people expect it, or because they want to. And I guess if they want to, you should want it. They should want it too. And that's what should decide it. But there's no mandate on it, there's no requirement. And anything that's telling you otherwise is serving their own interests and not yours.
hmm But that's what. But
Cool.
they got that side of the family's got a whole fucking whisper network and is really willing to lie. So
Yeah.
I keep shit to myself.
Good. Question number 34. We're almost done. Your house contain this is in poor taste considering what's going on, but your house containing everything you own catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets,
Probably the family Bible. It's been in the family for 5 generations and has everyone's name and birth date, and because this is also something I've realized people don't understand is your family Bible is also your is birth and death records for
yeah,
back in the day for people.
I don't have a family Bible, so I wouldn't know. But okay, going for the family sentimentality. That's fair.
Hmm.
Uh, for me, it's more shallow. I would grab my computer because it has all of my important documents and all of my records and a lot of my personal shit and a lot of stuff that could not be replaced. Uh, yeah, that would just be my computer.
Yeah, No, I was honestly debating between like, my computer's kind of crap, and then I could say it was better than it was. But so it's like, do I have
Yeah.
anything I need? And then I remembered, oh right, the I know I would get like
Yeah.
not to not to get really undermine my answer, but there's a few things where if I came out with my computer, I would get nothing but shit on for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Oh, thank God you grabbed the Toshiba, but you couldn't grab the fucking Bible!
Couldn't grab the family cookbook or the family poetry book or the.
Y'all need to
It's a lot of
digitize, I swear to
books.
God. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, technically, the family poetry book is published, so I can buy it through Amazon. But
Oh, good, good. Well, otherwise you need to get a scanner and stat.
yeah, tinkling of the camel bells. If someone was curious, there.
Well, find it on Amazon and use
Mhm.
our special link to get the price you'd get it if you found it on your own. Um, question number 35. We're almost to the finish line. Sorry, belching. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing and why? Oh, God. Okay, out of all the people in my family, whose death would I find most disturbing? Um. Oh. Uh. I have an answer here, but it involves some serious in real life shit. So
Yeah.
I won't say that one out of consideration for that, but otherwise that might be the answer. Otherwise, I would say my brother Aaron. And why, of course, is well, he's similar to my age, he's similar to my build, he's similar to my health, and he also doesn't exactly live the most reckless life. So it would really come out of nowhere. Um, and it would be very alarming and very sad because we have the best relationship we've ever had now, and I'm far away from him, and yeah, there's a lot of reasons why, but so I'll go with that one.
Me. I am the most. I would be the most perturbed by my own
That's
death.
sad.
uh, no, probably my nephew Seeley,
Okay.
because I can't imagine it would be under normal circumstances, given he is only 4.
Yeah, that he's not exactly gonna, you know, get a cinder block dropped on him at work.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
just
like heart
sad, man.
attack situation.
Yeah, he ain't going
Or-
of old age.
So it would probably be him that
Yeah.
would be the most disturbing.
And finally, number 36, the last question. Share a personal problem. Not, sorry, I gotta pick this up and read it. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect back to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. Oof. Um.
Personal
Oh yeah.
problem. This is
Yeah. You.
36, yeah?
Yep. This is the last question, and you start first.
Socks.
What?
Socks. They are my personal. Like, no matter. It's hard to put them on for me because my fucking legs are far away and I got shorter ass arms. And no matter how I trim my toenails, it always cuts through for some fuck reason.
Damn.
And then I just have a weird uh, attitude about how my socks should be designed and feel. So
Okay. So it's
I
now
think
in.
the doctor claimed it might have been a slight OCD tick, but never fully. only
possible.
really applies to socks.
And so I'm supposed to give you advice and tell you how you seem to be handling it. My advice to you on your sock situation is to go through your sock drawer or wherever you keep your socks, find the ones that you like the most and the ones you dislike the most, make a list of why for each, and identify the worth you have in both the good and the bad traits of those socks to see whether or not those are traits that you really find to be valuable or ones you find to just be standard because you've trained yourself to think that's what they need to be. Think of them objectively as if you were advertising them to someone else. Would it make sense to tell them this sock happens to have a good color for the sole and that's why I like it most? Like, does that matter to other people or just to you? And as far as how you seem to be handling it, I mean, you asked a doctor about it, so you definitely seem to be at least some level of concerned about it. You have put some thought into some of the things that have been going on about it. Out of all the personal problems you could possibly have listed, you listed your socks, so that does say something about either your priorities or about how much this is actually bothering you.
I mean, you've never seen me wear the wrong pair of socks. I get visual, like, you know how I'm generally very calm. I get visually mad and upset
Uh,
if my socks are incorrect.
then it seems that it is obvious there is some sort of an OCD thing here. So I think the fact that you've acknowledged that that could be a thing, though you did downplay it a little bit, would indicate to me that it does bother you a lot, and perhaps you're not quite there ready to adapt to the necessary changes you'd need to make to it. But I think the willingness is there. You just got to keep going.
Okay,
Now my,
but
now
yeah,
my, yeah.
that is
Go ahead.
why I asked a doctor because my mom and friends were like, you get weird around about socks.
Well,
It's the
fortunately, when I come to
seam in the toes. Fuck.
Well, fortunately, when I come to see you, I won't be wearing socks. I will be wearing flip flops, so you won't have to worry about
The shoe of the future, the
that.
sandal.
Yeah. My personal problem. I mean, the biggest personal problem I've been dealing with lately is this health scare. You know, they ruled out all of the. Ah!
You okay?
Sorry, Bree came into the fucking office and I didn't notice she was there. I'm wearing my headphones. The biggest personal problem I'm currently having right now is my current health scare. They've ruled out all of the small, temporary, easy to treat things, and I have to get a procedure to find out what it could be, and I've been waiting a long time to find out what it could be, and it's made me question a lot of the things I do, the importance of same, and it terrifies me every time I think about it. Advice and how am I handling it, please?
Advice is well, for the first time in a long time, you're getting actual help, so you can take solace in that, because these people aren't just brushing you off or
Yeah.
sending you along your way.
Some of them
Lots of
were, but
water,
definitely.
because as a note, if for anyone listening, problems like his, you need to stay hydrated, or you can really, really die from
Yep.
if you're not careful.
Yep. I tend to drink. What is it? I tend to drink 3 liters of water a day.
Converting to imperial units, American education. uh, but I would say, hey, it's better to know. Like, just keep that in mind. Like, it can be comforting. Like, ignorance is bliss. But at this point, I think you're past the point
Yeah.
of just ignoring the problem.
Oh yeah, ignorance is
Um,
torture now.
so just keep the attitude of as soon as I know, even like if it's something, it could be something just like, oh, it's a diet thing, like you need to cut out, like lo and behold, you're allergic to something you've been eating this whole time.
Wouldn't it be the case?
That happened with my sister. She turned out to be right below celiac on that gluten intolerance.
Oof.
So the reason she was feeling sick and gross all the time was because bread.
Yeah, very possible.
Um, so it could be something simple like that, just not covered. But once you know it's something you can fix and attend to,
Okay.
that's my advice to you. And how you've been handling it, you've been a little stressed out, and I feel like that's wearing on you. Um, I'd say just take a few breathers, something like do something just to clear your mind, take a few breaths. That's just so you're not overtaxing yourself and making it and can make it worse, you know?
Yeah. All right. That's the 36 questions. We're supposed to cap this off with looking into your partner's eyes for 4 minutes in silence, but we can't do that.
We can
And
imagine.
and it would make shit radio. So that is going to end that, and it's also going to end our show for this week. Unless there's anything else you want to address before we go.
No, I think we finally capped this off. It took us 4 or 5 hours, but we
Yeah.
made it through.
It's better than fucking, I swear to God. We talked about the epic rap battles of history for like 4 different episodes of the Retro All of the Above.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I forgot we did that. I totally forgot, but then I'm editing and I'm like, am I editing the same fucking footage? Why are we still talking about this? Like, no, it was still different ones. Ugh. It was nuts. But anyway, thank you all very much for...
To be
go ahead.
fair, that was a huge channel at one point.
Yeah. Well, at that point, they started to do the stuff that was pissing you off, and now they do stuff that pisses both of us off. So, like, now we don't have to worry about it at all. We're not going to be doing that shit again, but, ugh. So, thank you all very much for watching this episode of All of the Above on this, the 19th anniversary of 9/11. We probably should have mentioned more of that at some point, but, anyway, thank y'all for watching, and until next week, whenever the fuck we get a chance to do this, hopefully on time. We haven't done this show on time in a while, but hopefully we'll be able to. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Viv.
And I'm Caleb.
And we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye-bye.